You know what? I'm going to call it. Is there any better movie than Star Wars? Let's talk about it. Well, hello and welcome to the Tequila Hour. My name is Amanda. Today is the 4th and may it be with you. That sounds weird. It's the 4th of May, 2025 here in Australia, New South Wales, in the secret location. We are currently sitting at 5:36 p.m. It is dark outside of the secret weird. Dark outside of the secret location. The street light's on. I'm not standing out under it, even though you might think I am. And, mate, I have a lot to talk about and nothing at all. No. There's a lot happening. And there is a lot to be excited about. And there's just the basking of the gloriousness that is Star Wars. So, yeah, let's talk about a couple of things today. And for you, if you are someone who loves Star Wars like myself, mate, you're probably losing your shit. I don't know. Some people get really into it. I'm not that bad. Or am I? No. But I want to talk about Star Wars today and the Force. And I also want to talk about a quick catch-up off the back of last week's podcast in regards to refraction in reference to cutting my hair off. And finally, I'll give you a quick catch-up and then, we'll get straight into it. So let's do some admin. Bam. Yep. I don't know what that was. Like I said, this is the Tequila Hour. Hello, my name's Amanda. If you haven't listened to this podcast before, and you'd be like, what's it all about? How about you just sit back and relax and grab a drink and you'll find out. No. It is just me shooting the breeze, talking about shit, talking about my life, talking about things that interest me, and all of the above. So if that's something that interests you, then highly recommend you do grab yourself a drink. I have a drink. Normally I drink tequila, but today I am drinking Smirnoff Ice Double Black, 0 sugar. If you haven't tried it, you're a fool. And if you know me, you should know that I'm also drinking a Monster. Today's flavour is Zero Ultra. The oldie but the goodie. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? There's lots of things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to touch on, not that, my smash pads.
Merry Christmas.
I had to go back and start recording because I realised that no, I'm not a professional. I realised I hit one of the smash pads that basically cancelled my audio. Congratulations to me. Cool. Yes. Anyway, refraction. And I did talk about the meaning of refraction And I also wanted to align it with something that I personally did as well, which was cut off all my hair. And I said I would, for everyone who's playing along, I said I'd give you an update of the whole reaction. And look, I didn't do it to get a reaction. I did it because basically I wanted to see what it felt like to chop off all my hair. Nothing more or nothing less, really. Yes, you could surmise that there might have been other things that may have contributed to the fact, but all in all, I just wanted to see what it felt like. Anyway, so look, the greatest audience that I have in regards to my new haircut would be my fellow colleagues at work. May I say to you that the reactions were mixed, to say the least. Everything from, was I supporting cancer, which was one of the most, which was interesting, but I can understand. But anyway, it was weird. All the way through to standard Sinead O'Connor and all that kind of good stuff. Just most people, this is the thing. I'd like to say to you that I don't, in some compartment of my mind, chuckle to myself in regards to people's reasonings when they're trying to interpret a change that someone does. This is the thing. It, for me, really provides a unique snapshot of people and how they actually see me or not see me at all. So that's the first thing. But the second thing being that people just innately have a certain go-to reaction playbook, can we call it that? And yes, it's there's certain people who their reaction was, I don't know. There's a particular person I'm thinking of that I really can't say the reaction, to be honest. Not that it was rude or upsetting or anything like that. It's more that, again, that whole snapshot into someone's life or cementing your own interpretations of who that person is. It just, it's like 2 thumbs up. Thanks. So, yeah, I loved it in the sense of, look, I didn't do it to put people off kilter. I didn't do it to put myself off kilter either. Like I said, it really was that I got sick of my hair and wanted to chop it off, and I had the included benefits of putting people off kilter. So there was that. So, yeah, when you talk about in terms of refraction and, going back to bending light and bending time as well, I'm assuming that could be aligned with that in regards to the meaning of refraction. I don't know, could it? Now I'm thinking out loud and talking at the same time. Probably is that, it's people have a certain way of looking at you and thinking of how they understand you by what you look on the outside. And this has always been something for me where, I one day could, at work, obviously I have to turn up looking like I'm half decent, but I'm not in my stubbies and the singlet top, but and I never would. What I'm saying to you though is there is times where, one day I might be really cash and look like I've just got a trackie on from Bankstown. If you know, you know. And other times, I'm to the hilt all dressed up and makeup and everything. So I can understand how people who I work with have superficial ideas of who I am based on what I wear and how I choose to wear it. for me, it's always amusing to think that, but truly we are, and in my opinion, to a detriment, that we just are all so superficial and just see the outside and just don't see the person inside. And especially at work as well, where you think, for me, these are some of the people that I've worked with for over 10 years. So it's interesting when I think about in terms of refraction and the bending of light and sound and all that kind of good stuff and image, I'm thinking to myself, well, either, my portrayal of myself is different to what I think my portrayal is, and or the people who know me at work don't know me at all. Don't know me at all. So, yeah, it was if you want to call it an experiment, and it wasn't an experiment, I can't speak, an experiment about reactions. It truly was me just cutting off my hair, and that was a side note to it all. So I had to give you an update about that. People are still trying to get used to it. I don't think everyone who I work with have seen it yet, so there'll probably still be some reactions. Like I said, there were some very interesting reactions, and I think it comes back to as well where when you do, as a person, if you do something quite visually extreme or what people would interpret as extreme, it's a bit like, if you were, let's talk about hair, if you were a blonde, as an example, and everyone had seen you with blonde hair and you suddenly went red, bright red, there'd be a reaction. So it's very much like that. It's funny though that, again though, people just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind, and then, which I actually love, and then it's not like they backtrack it, but then I think most people with half intelligence then take some time to kind of ruminate and process it, and then they'll come up with something else. And that's when I'm really curious as to what that something else is, because sometimes the reprocessing of a thought is clearly a pure thought and aligned with them as a person, and then sometimes it's just total bullshit. I was just like, that's what I look forward to. I look forward to seeing the nuggets of bullshit that come out of people's mouths. So there was a bit of that. So, yeah, still rocking. I was going to say, I don't subtly have long hair. So, yes, I'm still rocking short hair. So there's that. And then that leads me into some things that's happened in the last week. I won't go into it in its totality because I keep saying totality recently for some reason a lot. So I don't know what's with that. Probably because it is the end. But there has been some changes in my work life, only for the good, and I'm very excited, and I won't really go into it because I've specifically said that I'm not going to talk about my workplace in too much in-depthness. Suffice to say that it's all positive and I'm very excited, and yeah, a lot of changes have happened there that I have thought about, probably side-skirted, is that the word? Alluded to, kind of talked about, kind of didn't on this podcast, all the way through to now it's a reality, it's happening, and yeah, I'm super pumped. And I'm now at the place where I'm really very aware of my attitude towards the changes and where I'm wanting to go towards and what I want to do. Mindful of what I need to leave behind. So we're talking about people, but there's also thoughts and feelings around that. So that's some of the stuff that I'm working on or working through at the moment, which is good. I'm at a good place, which is fantastic. Lastly, what else has been happening apart from all of that? There's a lot. There's a lot in that space, but I can't really go too much into it. finally, have I been buying much makeup? No. I think I touched on some Isomaya makeup that I've bought. I'm actually, trying not to spend too much of my pennies at the moment because I am saving money for certain things, which I've talked about. So there's a bit of that going on. And there is something I could talk about, but I actually don't want to talk about it yet because it is something that I have, briefly touched on in regards to a creative project that I'm working on, but I'm not going to voice it out into the universe yet in its entirety because it's not ready yet. It will probably take me, and I know it's actually going to take me a long time, and one day I will discuss it a lot as to what's happening in regards to, let's put it in air brackets, the project. Shall we call it that? The project in code. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. The project. Maybe I should make that a smash pad. Yes, so I am still working on that. And I've done some more work around that, and I look forward to. I just actually need to nut out some time. I was going to do some time on it today. It didn't happen. I ended up watching YouTube and going to Kmart and buying some slippers. In Australia, this is, if you didn't know, I'm Australian. I don't know how you wouldn't know, but in Australia, it's now being May. It's starting to get a little bit cooler. And, now living in trackies or some sort of trackies and at night a long top and slippers. So I had to go and buy myself some cheap Kmart slippers because that's what I do every year. So, that's what I did today. Apart from watching YouTube, did the usual, have a couple of drinks and relax and play with makeup, which I absolutely love doing on a Sunday afternoon. Today was a glorious day in Australia, in New South Wales, in the secret location, air brackets. And, finally get to the place where, yes, I'm recording this a little bit later than usual. That's okay. It is what it is. So let's talk about Star Wars. So first of all, let's just, again, I'm going to have a quick sip of my drink while I do this. Do you think Smirnoff? Well, that's something I've got to tell you. But anyway, no. Just answered my own question in my own mind. No, Smirnoff will never or Monster ever sponsor this podcast. Highly unlikely. Even if I attempted to manifest that shit, it would be unlikely. That's okay. What is unlikely though, segue, is being sponsored by Rode. So, I think I've discussed this before. I'm going to actually discuss it again. They had a story on Instagram where, again, they were pushing the narrative around joining their affiliate program. And I remember at the time, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've already tried this and was unsuccessful. And anyway, I messaged them and they're like, oh, you have to message. Anyway, long story short, I won't bore you with the specifics, but not interested. They are not interested. And so what I decided is that I then sent I was kind of last time, I can't remember. I have a feeling that I did, but this time I was a bit more firm, like hard cheese, in my, I don't know where that came from, in my email where I basically gave it to them and said, well, look, you're an Australian company, what, you only sponsor people who've got millions of followers, really. So I look forward to the day and, that's really, if that's how they want to run their company, congratulations. I can understand why they do. Yeah, I do. They sell a shit ton of products and why would they sponsor me? Good question you might ask. I think that sometimes, especially if you're an Australian and this is an Australian company, I'm just going to say it, that maybe you should look out and expand your mind and look outside the parameters of what you air brackets think an influence it is, and perhaps support people who really do support products on a day-to-day basis when they're using your products. I don't use them day-to-day. But what I'm saying is, instead of just looking at, you've got 10,000 subscribers and over, let's expand your mind and look at someone who actually does really like your products and not just trying to be an affiliate to get a free kickback from you. So if Rode ever hears this podcast, I actually look forward to the day when I do have lots of subscribers. And if I don't, that's fine as well. But I actually look forward to the day, I can't speak, when they do reach out to me and I will say no. And not because I'm bitter, even though it sounds like I am, more to the point where no, no, bitch, you had your chance and you weren't interested. So there's that. Anyway, let's talk about I'm kind of bitter. Anyway, Star Wars. Let's talk about it. If you look, I'm telling you right now, if you don't know what Star Wars is, please just seriously stop listening to this podcast right now. Would I say hit the microphone. Would you say I'm a mega fan? No, I enjoy it. I wouldn't say like I lose my shit over it, but mate, it's iconic. I don't know. Look, if you are into any science fiction at all, you must know about Star Wars. You must have seen one of the movies, perhaps all of them, maybe all the offshoots, because there's a fuck ton. I don't mind that. What I'm saying though is just get on it. Just get on it. It's epic. And for someone who was born in the 70s, for us, I'm including the whole population here of people who were born in the 70s. The big movies for us were the older ones, which now we've had the 3 first movies and then they've gone back and then they've gone forward. It's very confusing. And I really don't want to go into it today in its entirety. Probably will go into it another time. But suffice to say, the original, I'm talking 1977, was A New Hope, right? And that was followed by The Empire Strikes Back, 1980, and then The Return of the Jedi, which was the original Star Wars trilogy. Everyone must have seen that in his life. And then what happened is then moving forward, it kind of went backwards, which was confusing, to like episode 1, 2, and 3, and then all the way through to kept going. I don't know. Like I said, I'm actually looking at Wikipedia because if you are someone who's watched Star Wars, you would be confused. If you hadn't watched the first 3, which are not the start, like they're in the middle of the whole story, and then to try and understand what the fuck's happening, let alone is anything like, Disney and The Mandalorian as what comes to mind, Baby Grogu, like things like that. You'd be like, what's happening? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't understand. So for me, I actually just want to touch on, for most people, if your first foray, for the use of a better word, into the whole genre excitingness of Star Wars and what it was and what it is, would be the 3 movies: A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So these are like classic, there is, Luke and Princess Leia and like R2-D2. This is when you're actually introduced to some iconic, amazing, epic characters that, let's be honest, Chewbacca, everyone, legend, everyone who's watched Star Wars, you know who they are. They're fucking awesome. I don't think there's one character that I dislike. I think a lot of people, which are, this character's not included in this 3 is Baba Jinx. Is it Baba Jinx? Is it? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Who's annoying? Everyone knows. But this is the thing. It's just iconic. And for me, so many, off the back of that, I'm thinking of Family Guy when they've done their own knockoff of Star Wars. I'm thinking of, I don't know, did South Park do one as well? I'm not quite sure, but there's probably a couple of, comedy shows that have done knockoffs of Star Wars scenes, etc. And, famous characters as well, like Princess Leia. I'm talking about famous actors. I'm talking about, Harrison Ford. I'm talking about, I was going to say Luke Skywalker. Who he is. Darth Vader. For me, everyone has a favourite character. I don't know what your favourite character is. For me, I don't know. That's a hard one, actually. Who is my favourite character? I'm going to cut it. Actually, I'm not going to bullshit. I mean, like I said, Carrie Fisher, she passed away, unfortunately. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, you got Hart. I don't know. David Prowse played Darth Vader. I mean, if you then want to go back and forward, then Hayden Christensen, is it? Yes. Played a young and then moving into the dark side Darth Vader as well, and did a bloody good job of it as well, even though he got a lot of flack for it. Who else? Natalie Portman. Oh, the list goes on. The list is huge, actually. Ewan McGregor. When you go into it, look, major characters, for me, Yoda. Who doesn't love Yoda? Baby Grogu. Mate, stop it. It's cute as fuck. Yoda, epic. I think, who is my favourite? This is really hard because I'm going to tell you right now, they're all pretty cool. It'd have to be a toss-up between, I was going to say, look, most people would go to Luke Skywalker, I'm assuming, because he's a legend, but I'd have to either go Yoda or Darth Vader. I mean, epic. And for me, everyone would know, I'm going to play a scene and everyone would know this scene. This is one of the most, if you watch Star Wars back in the day and you were, younger than I am today, and you watch this particular scene and it blew your fucking mind, this is how good Star Wars is. So I'm going to start playing it and then hopefully I don't get copyrighted or anything, but I'm going to start playing it and then, let's break it down. So this is from, is it from? Let me see. It is from Return of the Jedi, the scene that I'm about to play, or is it? No, Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, I lie. Empire Strikes Back. And if you know Star Wars at all, you will know this scene.
You are beaten. It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did.
First of all, lightsabers. Is it, look, anyone who loves Star Wars wants a lightsaber. I don't care. They're cool as fuck. Who doesn't want to use the Force and have a lightsaber? Could I realistically have a more fulfilled life if I had a lightsaber? Yes. It's true. So just to set up this scene, right, it's, if you can't work it out, and I haven't said it yet, we have Darth Vader and we have Luke Skywalker. Ultimate battle scene, right? in the episode, is that 5? Empire Strikes Back, right? This is monumental shit. This is the culmination where Luke finally fights Darth Vader, and it's on. You know the scene. Let's get it on. Oh. Okay. I don't even know how old I was when I watched this scene, but to see a lightsaber cut off someone's hand, mate, this is shit. This is bloody gold. Cut off Luke's hand, by the way. You know. It's fucking awesome, mate.
Don't make me destroy you.
Don't make me destroy you.
Luke, you do not yet realize your importance.
I think he realised his importance, and that's why he's in fighting you. He's like, you're going down, bitch. Look, at this point, like, Luke knew he had powers, right? He was a Jedi. He had moves. He knew he had to fight Darth Vader, but he didn't know the whole reality of who Darth Vader was.
You have only begun to discover your power. Join me.
First of all, Darth Vader, see, this is hard because I love Yoda, but Darth Vader is fucking epic. Like, from the whole, the fact that he can't breathe, the outfit, the black, the ominousness, is that a word? The evilness, the power, like the whole, like, waving your hand and choking people out.
I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end.
Look, Darth here, he's like trying to throw him a bone. He's like, mate, Luke, we could be bros, you know? Like, do you want to be my friend?
This destructive conflict and bring order to the
Luke's
galaxy.
not having any part of it,
I'll
by the
never
way.
join you.
So Luke's like, get fucked. You're an evil queen.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Like, let's be honest. If you love Star Wars, yes, you wanted to be a Jedi and, you know, use the Force. And you know what I'm talking about, wave your hand and make people do your shit. And have a lightsaber and, you know, we're cool and wear cool, weird outfits. What I'm saying to you, though, is don't tell me you didn't want to be a part of the dark side. Dark side was cool. You wore black. You could have been a stormtrooper and, you know, walked around with Darth. Darth Vader, what a cool name. You want to be part of the dark side. Come on. Luke's not having any part of it, by the way. I'm freaking out.
He told me enough.
Like, he's about to fall off, like, some weird structure inside the... Is it inside the bloody... What do we call it? The Death Sphere.
He told me you killed him. No. I am your father.
Oh. This is, when I watch this, right, anyone who's watched Star Wars, I'm going to play it back. This is one of the most iconic scenes in a fucking movie ever created.
He told me you killed him. No. I am your father.
I am your father. Yes. Mate, I'm trying to think when I first watched that part in a movie and he's like, I am your father. I can't even do, I am your father. And you're like, what? Mate, it was the most mind-blowing, amazing. You kind of were trying to figure it out. You kind of thought maybe he's his dad. Is Darth like the dad? Like, this is like for people who hadn't read the books. I mean, I didn't know anyone who'd read the Star Wars books at all. And it wasn't till halfway through the second movie that I even realised there was actually books you could read, and I still haven't read them. Suffice to say, when everyone kind of was trying to figure out that Darth Vader was actually Luke's dad. And then to see this, mate, I'm your father. No. Disgust.
It's not true.
It's true, bitch.
That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Mate, search your feelings. You know it to be true. Oh, these. Who wrote this beautifulness? Epic. No!
Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny.
It is your destiny.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Darth, like, you know, I kind of want to kill you, and I'm trying to kill you, but then I'm kind of like, you know, I'm your dad, and we could be cool. And at this point, you're like, are they going to be friends? Are they going to be enemies? The first time, that is, when you've seen it. Like, Luke's about to go through, like, fall down the chasm of death. You're like, is he going to die? Luke's like, I don't know about this, Dad.
It is the only way.
It's the only way. Oh. Mate. And what does he do? He lets go and falls. It is. Can it be any better? I don't know.
Your fleet is lost, and your friends on the indoor moon will not survive.
The Emperor.
There is no...
No one liked the Emperor. He was like freaky and weird looking and scary. Like, you know, as a child, if you watch this movie, I mean, now you probably could see that it wasn't that good. But back then, it was freaking scary.
My young apprentice. The alliance will
Just
die,
like, look, just,
as will
he's
your
my son.
friends.
Emperor's like, fuck you, you're all gonna die. Do it, Luke.
I can feel your anger.
I can feel your anger.
I am defenseless. Take your weapon. Strike me down with all of your
witch
hatred,
bitch.
and your journey towards the dark side will...
At this point, everyone who was watching this movie was just like, I really want to kill the Emperor right now. I wish he would just be dead. Kill him.
be complete.
Kill him. Luke's like, has he got a skivvy on? I don't know. Oh, he's gone for it. Of course, Luke goes for the lightsaber, and you know who blocks him? So right now, I'm watching the epic fight. Oh, Darth goes down. Oh, Tiny went downstairs.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy.
Let the hate flow through you.
Hate. Why is the dark side always hate? Like, can't you be like Jedi and have hateful feelings? Apparently
Has
not.
taught you well.
That's Yoda, by the way. Yoda taught him.
I will not fight you, Father.
Oh, he knew his father there. No, I won't fight you. Oh, that must have been after the thing. Oh, that's after the fact. This is when he's got the bloody... This is the end bit. When he's like, gonna die. Darth's
You
gonna
are
die.
unwise to lower your defenses.
How cool is the lightsaber noise? So cool. Look, it's this lightsaber on lightsaber at the moment, if you don't realise what's going on. Oh, this is the epic scene where Darth Vader and Luke are fighting. Luke's got the bionic hand at this point because he fell off the
I feel the
structure.
good in you. The conflict.
There is no conflict.
Conflict. I'm your
You
father.
couldn't bring yourself to kill me before, and I don't believe you'll destroy me now.
Yeah, Luke's onto it. He's like, look, Dad, I know you love me secretly.
You underestimate the power of the dark side. If you will not fight, then you will meet your destiny.
Oh. I don't know how, like Darth thinks he's going to kill him, but just like throwing his lightsaber. Fool. Clearly did that on purpose. The Emperor's like, ha ha ha, I'm going to die. No, ha ha.
Good.
Yeah, bitches. You want to do it. And now, like, it's all dark and ominous. Oh, how did he get his lightsaber back? I never figured that out. That's Darth Vader, by the way. How did he get it back? Don't know.
You cannot hide forever, Luke.
So now they're playing hide and seek. Weird.
I will not fight you.
Looks like I'm here.
Give yourself to the dark side.
Come on, Darth's like you want to.
It is the only way you can save your friends.
Looks like, please.
Yes.
Really?
Your thoughts betray you. Your
thoughts
feelings
betray
for
me.
them are strong.
So annoying.
Especially for sister. So you have a twin sister. Your
Like, how... Okay. So, for ages, like, you think that Luke and Leia, like, are going to get it on and finally work out their brother and sister. And Darth Vader's only worked it out.
feelings have now betrayed her.
Like, what?
Obi-Wan
He knows.
was wise to hide her from me.
Yeah, wise
Now
indeed.
his failure is complete. If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will.
Oh. Luke's like, you're on! Like he was playing, hiding, and then he just, like, that was enough to make him pissed. You won't turn her! Full on lightsaber fight. It's on. Luke's pissed. Like, seriously, Darth has a disadvantage because he has a disadvantage. Because, which I, now thinking about it, Luke's just rocking like a black singlet and pants, and poor Darth Vader's wearing a whole outfit, plus a cape and helmet. Poor Darth. It's on. First of all, how is these lightsabers, which I've just realised, not going through the steel when they normally can, which I've only just realised. Anyway. Oh, it's like, I'm gonna die! Ah! Oh, now it goes through the steel. I just did. Oh, and he cut his hand off. He's like, sucker bitch. Oh, so good, mate. Anyway, it's just one of... Oh, what's happening? Oh, I'll stop that because I could be watching this all day and I really... It's just so good. Anyway, Star Wars, get on it. Yeah, look, if you... Just do yourself a favour. If you haven't watched Star Wars, just... Please. Today being the 4th of May and all of that jazz, and if you're a nerd, you know all about it, just watch some Star Wars. Watch the first 3, from the first one being from 1977. It's just classic. It's awesome. It's amazing. Themes that still are true today. Love it. It's so fucking good. And the thing is too that so many types of movies have tried to create that, that essence that is Star Wars, and they just can't. They just fucking can't. Star Wars is fucking epic. I love it. It's epic. I sounded like from New Zealand then. It is amazingly awesome. So if you haven't watched any Star Wars movie, if you have some sort of streaming, you can watch it. I'm assuming you can watch bits of it off YouTube, but if you have Foxtel, Netflix, Disney Plus, one or multiple streaming platforms, you'll be able to download Star Wars. Do yourself a favor and just watch it. It's fucking awesome. And today is the day to do it. So may the 4th be with you. Just watch it. And if you work out who your favorite character is. For me, I can't. It's hard. It's either between Yoda or Darth Vader. The dark side, the outfit, the evilness, but he's still he wants to, but he can't. He's a real, and then, even going back to the whole series with Hayden Christensen and when he goes, young Anakin and he goes from the light to the dark. It's just amazing writing, amazing directorship. Is that the right word? It's just the whole thing is sublime, amazing, beautiful. If you are a sci-fi fanatic, if you like sci-fi at all, just watch Star Wars. Highly recommended. Just do yourself a favour. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there today because I think I'm going to actually go and watch it. Now I've sucked myself in. So thank you, as always, for those who do continually download my podcast. I can't speak now because I'm so excited about Star Wars. For those who actually download this podcast on a regular basis, I actually truly do appreciate it very much. If you want to reach out to me and if you want to actually be my first ever guest, and we can go there, but we're not going to go there right now, you can. If you know. You can contact me anytime via info@thetequilahour.com.au. If you ever wanted to check out what I'm doing and you're interested in reaching me out on a social platform, you can do so via Instagram. So I have the Tequila Hour page and my personal pages, which is _1_Amanda. They're both linked. And YouTube corresponding channels as well. So thank you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. And guess what? I'll bloody catch you on the next one. Look forward to you. Look forward to ya. Look forward to seeing and catching up with you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye. I'm trying to play a song, but I haven't got one. Here we go. Not that one. That one. Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone. See ya.
What is that? Cockroaches, thieves, gotta cross the floor. No, it's more than survival, baby. It's hardcore. Cockroaches, so hard to kill, hard to ignore. The shadows I explore. Tell me more, tell me more. Cockroach love, it's a dirty affair. Legs intertwined, disgusted with fear. Cockroach creeping up my belly to my throat. She's what I mess up, but we add one more. Jeez, look at that. Cockroach. I'm a baseball coach when they surround me like the loud. Something I bought, teaching this rhyme, making them a sit to see night and dry. But he's afraid and a fool. I saw a bright bitch with a 3-inch tool. Cockroach love.